Hello everyone. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right. Welcome you all back to the live session we have for today. It's going to be a a very um, focused one, right? We have a couple updates to be sharing with you, and yeah. First of all, let's let's just state what we've been working with, right? This is the number. I think this is the eighth session we have had for Canon, yeah. And you can find all of the previous workshop and sessions on YouTube in the same Canon AI playlist, right? In case you want to go back and check something, in case you miss a single one of the sessions, you can go back there, and you will be able to find from the beginning the first five initial workshops. Those were um, very specific. One workshop for every single topic, starting with the hackathon full description, going to the setup or installation of Canon, which I remind you is a single command, so no complex processes or steps to follow. It's a very simple single agent command that is going to install um, Canon, right? And from there, we move into building our first strategy. Then we had the customization of said strategy, and then we had a like the frequently asked questions on the fifth session, right? So all of that is available if you go into the YouTube playlist for Canon AI. All right, so that's um, today we're going to be talking about the Canon update 0.1.7, and we're going to be also talking about templates because we already have five live templates, which are basically ready for you to be able to pick it and then just make your specific customization for it. But they are running in, yeah, you're able to go from zero to a running automation with it. And yeah, let's get into it then. As a recap, just in case um, someone is watching us for the first time in this case, what is Canon? Canon is a free tool, open source, right, that allows us to build prediction market automations, but we are using um, regular natural language when talking to the agent. We don't have to be um, in full knowledge of code or coding in order to use Canon, right? If you have an idea, a notion of how coding works, that's great. That's going to be an improvement, but it's not fully necessary because you have the agent, which is going to be taking control of the details, the under um, functionality for the automation, and that way you're just making like the general description of the strategy that you want to use or the modifications configuration that you want to apply to a given strategy, but you don't have to code it from the ground up, right? And even changes or configurations are applied by the agent, not necessarily by the user by hand, right? So you have that permanent assistance. All right. So what just shipped on Canon 0.1.7, which I let me remind you is right now is not out yet. As soon as I finish this session, it's going to be pushed to the public. So definitely, if you're seeing this in a couple, if you're seeing this live in a couple minutes is going to be available, and if you're seeing a replay, it's already available. Okay, so what do we have in the documenting phase? This is for the assisted coding development, AI development. We have an improvement that it is going to automatically apply documentation for every single change that is making to the code, and the for this process we make some this is like the inner workings of it, right? So in this process we have multiple phases, right? In a single change, let's say I want to add some code change to my project, then it is going to not simply make the code and save it, right? It's going to, it does take some steps. First, it plans the changes, then it works on development for the changes, then it works on review, and then it do all the automated tasks that it's going to perform, and only then it's going to create a pull request, right? That is for coding specifically. And at that point, we have some improvements also on the testing side. On one of the last phases is testing, right? So this is couple updates there to improve the the results of the automated development, right? So there is an example here that if we have like an error similar to an example PR here, it's not going to reoccur because we have improved on said testing. And yeah, this is just the inner workings. You don't have to worry about it, right? So it's just a new version, and you're going to get improvement performance from it. Also, want to mention a couple of things that are not here are improve user experience in the sense of the automation. We're going to see that live because we have a better structure in the layout in order to see what where we actually are standing in the automation um, building when it's building it, and also when it is actually running. Okay, what else? We have an update also. This update is not coming inside of Canon, it's coming from the core module. But remember, if you do an update, it's going to update both of them. It's going to update the full package. So we have already five live templates. This means these templates have been run and they are confirmed to be running from zero all the way to dry run, then fund on the wallet and being able to access and trade in Polymarket, right? Of course, what I'm saying here is that these are templates, and the configuration values are simply examples of how you can configure it. It's not said that this is a a working or profiting template. None of that is a template, and you have to apply your personal configurations based on your decisions. So that we already have different types of strategies that you can run. So you take one of these, and then you basically you can call it like you make like a specific configuration for your liking of what you want to apply to the strategy in order to make it work and behave the way you have intended for the strategy. All right. I remind you, we have a note here. You can pick one of these templates, configure it, and that is your submission for May 31st. Right. So you don't need to complicate things. You want to participate on the hackathon, make the decision is super simple. We've been doing live automation here for the last couple live videos from zero to working automation funded, and already looking for opportunities. So definitely take the the template, apply your own configuration, and then you will be ready to have a submission for the hackathon. All right, so we're going to be looking at a live strategy, working real time, and we're going to also see a couple of the shared um, behavior that we have across strategies, and then a bit of explanation on how we make the submission, and that's going to be what we're going to be seeing today in details or in specifics for the strategies. One second. Right, first, a very high view of the Mint um, 01 strategy, right? In this case, it's like a flow diagram. So we have the scanning, all of the strategies to scan, right? Because they have to get information in order to make decisions. So from there, after you have made the scan and you have made the decision, basically the automation is going to mint a position. This is the mint position cycle, right? This is not the full strategy or the full flow of the information or decision making, right? This is what does happen technically um, to the funding, what is being used for, right? So we have the scan. Once everything is made in there, as I said, multiple steps, scan, and then it's going to apply math, make decisions, compare it based on your configuration. Once everything is done in the scanning section, the automation does take action, and that means minting. Minting is a split basically. So the amount that you place on the opportunity is the one that is going to be split into the two legs of a, in this case, binary option, right? Binary option for prediction markets. That is, let's say we have 1,000, but it can be your configuration amount, 50, $10, whatever. Is going to then um, be minted, and at that point in time, you have the two legs of the prediction. The leg stating a yes and the leg stating a no, right? And from there, this strategy is going to um, find a midpoint and try to get profit from the minting point. So I said a couple of words that are there, but that is basically how it works in terms of the strategy, right? So mint is the creation of the two legs. Then we have the midpoint, which is the sell the value, right? The market value, and then it does apply an offset, right? So it does apply an offset with the intention to have profit on both side of the legs, yes, no, but that is just a strategy. This is an example here, 75 cents per share, or that's definitely, I mean 75 cents per leg, but that's definitely a configuration. That's why it's a simple example. So how much is the position, how much is the amount we want over the midpoint, that is just pure configuration, and that is going to get the output of having more opportunities or not, right? And when getting opportunities, then the automation is going to take action. And yeah, the reconciliation is after 24 hours. Of course, once again, this is configurable. Could be after 5 minutes, after 1 hour, or after a week, right? It's going to reconcile. So if there is no movement, it's going to bring the position back um, to the stable amount, and it's not going to be any longer um, in the open position. It's going to close the position and get back the funding. And that's one of the options. The other one would be to have a stop loss in case the price diverge in a undesired direction. Then you have like a stop loss, and that's going to stop it and close the position. Once again, this is pure math. This is the strategy. You have to make your own configurations in order for it to behave in certain ways. Okay, the second one is very similar to the previous one. What we have here is the the high level view, right? In this case, for example, it's again going to be a mint, but it's not going to be a fixed offset from the midpoint, right? So it's going to be using a large tier, and this is by volume. So you're going to try to take certain offset of benefits by the volume of the bracket, right? So it's since all the orders are not plainly level to the same price, right? There's more volume on different pricing, so that is the difference here. But it's still going to be making, of course, as I said, it's going to be making the scan, all the math calculations. Once it decides the opportunity is under your configuration, it's going to take action. Taking action, already have the configuration for the latching tier, and it's going to at that time make a mint, which is open a position. Then you have the legs, and to those legs is going to apply these offsets of intended selling price. And yeah, same behavior. In 24 hours, can reconcile if no movement is present. And yeah, once again, it's going to have the stop loss and everything, right? So yeah, as it's explained here, so the same primitives as the previous one, but the theory of how to get an opportunity, an edge, is different, right? All right. So those two new strategies are already present in the update. Okay. Yeah. Once again, just a plain differentiation, even though it might be using similar modules inside, right? Because it's still going to make a mint, for example, it's still going to have a cycle, but it does have a specific um, differences, right? Once again, mint 01 is going to be a fixed or flat offset. The mint 04 is going to be large. Then it's going to be making the split. That's going to be the same. You have a stop loss. You have a reconciliation time, and yeah, the mint 04, which is making the large uh, tier, is going to be based on volume, right? So each of these offsets is set or triggered by volume. All right, so let's get into running it live, and that way we can see it in the working. All right, so here we have the terminal. We're going to run Canon in this case. Let me see if we have. All right, yeah, 0.719. Now let me run Canon. Quick mention here, because here on this slide we have another version, and this is what I explained to you. Is that, let me go back. What I explained to you is that, let me see if we go back. We have here 0.1.7 is the core, right? Canon is 0.7.19. That is a that is the reason for it there, right? So we have actually both of the modules being updated. All right, so this is Canon. We're going to do, this is an empty folder, right? We're going to do here Canon start, and we're going to see it working. All right. Seems like it is thinking. Probably we have some lag here. Let's give it a minute. Let me check if by any, nope. Let's see what's going on under the agent explanation here. Hmm, weird. Let me see if I can. Let's do it on a new and from zero directory, right? Probably this is already okay. It appears to be fully empty. Let me check here. 1 second. 1 second. I will be taking a look. Let me see. Allow me 1 minute, and we're going to get back to the running demo. Just looking around what could be causing this behavior. Mm. That's weird. Let's make a new directory. And we're going to see the behavior in the new directory. One second. right. So okay, I think it was a misbehavior for some reason, and I'm going to try and resolve it here because remember we're making constant update, right? Every day we're updating, so my environment is not as clean as it will be on a normal installation, right? So allow me one more minute in order for us to give it another try. Okay. All right. If not, we have already a running version. Oh, let me see. Hmm. Yeah, if not, we're going to review one of the previously built version for it. It's the same strategy, but it's previously built, so there is a bit of a difference there. All right, so let me prep existing um, the existing strategy for review for us to go over it. Second, going to be okay. There we have it. All right, so I will be sharing now the the previously built one, right? So let me run that, and we can see it. In the meantime, we'll see if we can get the latest version up and running. All right, so here we have the previously one, right, we can see is a previous one because if we go into files, we can see the process already run and we have the automation already created, right? So if we come to automation, we can see what's already waiting for fonts here. Um, we basically have the build. The improvements are on the side of clarity here and better representation of what is going on, right? So we can see we are polling live, right? So this information here is is live, and we are awaiting for deposits. And this run one time previously, that was previous to that was in the dry run mode, right? We had no errors, and we have our wallet already configured. And for now, we will be waiting for funds, and we will detect funds on board the wallet into Polymarket, and then be ready for actions or orders, and then we put it live. All right, so one sec, allow me to go check if we have progress the on the live execution. All right, yeah, we're going to continue watching at the pre-build, right? Okay, so now at this point, if I run it for live, it's going to start and run this flow, and then we have the flow that is actually for the strategy, right? So this is scanning, detecting risk, emit the action, or unlock the decisions. And the pipe is what is actually going on here as a whole system. So let's run um, Canon start live, and we will be at this point detecting funding, right? So let's give it a go. Second. All right, so the automation is running, right? So basically, it's going to depend on the speed of the connection. Mine was taking some time. Some time. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me see what's going on. All right. Oh, okay. So it seems like something is broken in my local. It's definitely not moving forward. So So yeah, I will have to take it offline in order for us to have a another live in the upcoming uh, in the upcoming session. Another live strategy that is right. But we have built plenty in the last couple sessions. So definitely once it is released, it's going to be fully stable. Okay, so now going into what you need to do prior to May 31st. That will be, this is of course a summary, right? And it's not a step by step guide. Okay, first of all, you can do is go check the previous workshop, configure your environment, run Canon, and pick one of the templates that you you can choose from, right? Pick one of the template, configure for the specific market, the threshold, the opportunity windows, and at that point, that is the most relevant thing you have to configure, right? Is um, your edge, opportunity, threshold, risk, and from there you can run the automation, leave it running, and prior to May 31st, you will be submitting the participation, which is once again going to step number four, a public repo, a 3 to 5 minute 3 to 5 minute video for the demo, which is the explanation of the strategy plus your specific um, project, right? Your specific project, what strategy you took, how it ended up, the code, and how it works, how it runs. Show it run live in the video demo, plus a short write up of the summary of your um, final project. All right. If you have questions, don't hesitate. You can join our Discord channel. Link is in the description. You can join our Discord server, and in there is the prediction market hackathon channel, specifically for everything that is needed in the hackathon. Right. So if you have technical questions, you can come there. Configuration, execution, extensions. How do I run it? Where is the, I don't know, like anything. There is no silly question. You can come, and definitely you're going to be assisted. Also, you can come to have discussions about this strategy, right? Market selection, we already have the MBA for in a specific, but market is not the entire category, but actually each of the individual opportunities. There is a whole bunch of opportunities in the prediction market, and yeah, come to be part of the conversation. You can also come in order for you to try to get a team if you have the intention or you want to participate, but you might not have the full availability. You might not have the full knowledge in that case, even though we are providing Canon for assistance. So there's um, no hard requirement, right? You can definitely participate. But if you want to be part of a team in order not to do it alone, come to the Discord server, specific prediction market channel, and there we're going to try to get you to work with a team. Remember, the submissions are on DoraHack, and yeah, definitely need to run your automation, capture everything you need, make the 3 to 5 minute video, and make your submission on DoraHack. That is prior to May 31st. The automation have to run live, so that could be from May 4th. Already, we're already like 2 weeks into the hackathon, almost 2 weeks, and it has to it can run up to June 19, right? So it has to be running in between May 4th and June 19, and it has to be a decent amount. As a minimum, is going to be from May 31st to June 19. That's why the cutoff is on May 31st. All right. So, yeah, thank you for coming to this session. Remember, register by May 31st on DoorHack. We have the Luma calendar also for upcoming events, so you can be notified of the upcoming live directly if you go to luma.com/canon, and you can be part of the Canon calendar at that point, right? Remember, for the community, is everything on Discord. Is in the description down below. Discord.gg/DEGA. And thank you for coming to this specific live. We're going to be going over the case situation we had with the strategy, and we're going to be pushing the update with the latest new additions to the strategy templates. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next one.